Hello guys, it is me, the Gaming Foxy, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be doing a Greenville tier list of the hypercars and supercars. So we have great, good, okay, and horrible. Now, I kind of took this idea from Armor Plays, because he did something similar, but he didn't have nearly as many cars as I put. But yeah, credits to him, because he kind of gave me the idea. But yeah, so starting off here, we have the 2007 Bugatti Veyron. This car is $1.4 million, will do 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds to 2.7 seconds, has a top speed of 260 miles per hour, and it starts at $1.4 million. Now, this is a rare, if you're starting to get into hypercars and you want one, this is the one, probably, possibly the best starter hypercar, because it is the cheapest hypercar. Now, this thing will get beat by some cars cheaper than it, but it's a Veyron. And also, you can actually, like, do that glitch that I showed in my previous video, which helps with taking thumbnails so much. For that reason, I'm gonna have to put it in good, because it isn't great because of its price, but it is good. So next, we have the Pagani Zonda Roadster and Hardtop. Now, the Roadster is $2.8 million, and the Hardtop is $2.4 million. They are both rear-wheel drive. They both have a top speed of 240 miles per hour, which is really fast. But for the price, it's not the fastest. Now, Armor Plays, he did buy the convertible Zonda, and he said he regretted it a lot. He said it wasn't that good. Now, acceleration is about 0 to 60 in 2.7, or not 2.7, like 2.8 to 2.9 seconds, which honestly, that's anything for a supercar under 3.5 is good. Now, however, the Roadster is pricey, so I'm gonna have to just put it in okay, and the Hardtop is going in good, because it's 400 grand cheaper. Next, we have the Acura Nsx. The base one starts at $158,000, and the carbon is about $186,000, I believe. Both trims go the same speed. They both do 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds, so they got really good acceleration. And both have a top speed of 191 miles per hour, which honestly is not that great for a supercar, but it is certainly respectable. Now, I would probably have to put the regular in okay, and the carbon one also in okay, just because they're the same. Personally, if I were you, I would get the carbon one, just because you get the little carbon accents, which does make the car look better. I don't like the rims on the NSX, but that's just my opinion. So anyways, next here we have the Carrera GT. This starts at $800,000. 0 to 60 is 3 seconds, but then if you do that, like, wheel spin thing, you can do it in, like, 1.8. It's crazy. This thing is rear-wheel drive, has no traction control, and yeah. Also, I forgot to mention it, but it starts at 800 grand. So yeah, personally, I would have to give this car, I would have to put it in the good tier. If this car was like 400, 500 grand, then instant great tier. This thing, it's such a blast to drive. But yeah. Anyways, next we have the Dodge Viper SRT10 from 2017. This car does 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, which is honestly pretty bad. I mean, like a base 911 does it in the same speed. Has a top speed of 194, I think it is, or like 192, which is good, very good. And yeah. So anyways, it starts at 103,000 or 108,000 or something like that. I'm gonna have to put this thing in just because its acceleration for the price isn't that good. Top speed for the price is honestly pretty decent. Handling isn't that good, but at least it's rear-wheel drive. Now, next is the Mclaren 675 LT. Whew, this is just instant great tier. This is just great car. It's 200 grand, all-wheel drive. Has a top speed of 221 or 220, which is crazy, and it gets up to it super quick. It's all-wheel drive, 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, which is actually faster than the Veyron by 0.1 of a second, which is crazy. And yeah, for 200 grand, probably the best starter supercar to get. Next, we have the Ford GT Hardtop and Roadster. I'm going to put both of these in okay, because they both do 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. Both have a top speed of 207 miles per hour, which, that's good. But the old one, the 05, is 450 grand, I think, or 400 grand. And then the Roadster is 650 grand, which... just had a drink of water, but... which, honestly, the performance for the price isn't that good, but I had this car for a while, and honestly, it's fun to use. And yeah, next we have the regular Tesla Roadster. This car does 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds, which just decimates everything so far except the Carrera. Has a starting price of $2 million, which is not cheap at all, and it has a top speed of, it said top speed of 270, but honestly, in reality, its top speed is like 248, maybe like 260, so yeah, for $2 million, it's pretty good, it's really good, to be honest. Personally, I'd take a Veyron or a Regera, or it's like a Speedtail, but it's good. Next, we have the 2008 Dodge Viper ACR. This is also just gonna go in because honestly, for the price, you could just get the newer Viper, and the newer Viper is actually faster, but yeah. So next we have the Nissan Gtr. This is going in great. The GTR and the GTR Nismo. The GTR starts at $124,000, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, top speed of 204 miles per hour, which is absolutely crazy. Then the Nismo is like 160 or like something like that, and has a top speed, same top speed, and 0 to 60 of 2.7 seconds. But it's gonna go in great because for the price difference, you should just get the base GTR. Next, we have the regular Ford GT and Ford GT Carbon. They both do 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. Both have a top speed of about 227 miles per hour. They're both all-wheel drive in this game. I think in real life they're rear-wheel drive. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. And the regular one is 500K, and the Carbon Edition is 750K. Now, the regular one is actually gonna go in great, just because of how... actually, it's going in the regular, and then the Carbon's going in okay. While the Carbon looks pretty cool, thing is it doesn't justify a 250 grand price difference. Now, let's get on to the next car, which is the Aventador S. This thing is 450 grand, I believe. So it's the same as a Ford GT, or no, 435 grand, so it's a bit cheaper than an 05 GT. Has a top speed of 215 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, and it is all-wheel drive. Now, personally, I think you should get the other Aventador, but this is still a really good choice, so I'm gonna put it in good. Now, next is the 2015 Aventador. This is $415,000, 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, or 2.9, sorry. All-wheel drive and a top speed of 215 like the Aventador S. This car, honestly, is going to go in great, just because it's such a great car. For the price, its acceleration is really, really good, and... no, not really, because there's better cars for the price. Next, we have the Jaguar F-Type R, I believe this is. Yeah, the F-Type R. Now, this car, or this is the SVR, sorry. This car does 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds, or like 3.5, so not the greatest. Top speed of 202 miles per hour. It sounds so good, and it's rear-wheel drive, and it goes for about 140 grand, which is not cheap. Personally, I would get a GTR, but this car is certainly okay just because of the engine noise it makes. So next we have the Corvette C8, C8 1LT, 2LT, and 3LT. The C8 3LT, 1LT, and 2LT are all going in great. mainly because these things go 204 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, and the base one goes for 60 grand, and then the other trims are 67 grand to 71 grand, so honestly, very, very good. Next, we have the 2017 Dodge Viper ACR Extreme Aero. I'm sorry, but this thing is gonna have to go in It's not, I don't even hate the Viper. I love the Viper. But it's 0 to 60 is 3 seconds. Top speed is like 202 or 204. And it's 270,000 or something, which you can just get a Mclaren 765 LT. So it doesn't really justify its price, which is why it's gonna go in Next, we have the BMW i8. Now, you're probably going to be complaining, but Gaming Foxy, that's not a supercar. BMW said it was a supercar. I don't think it's a supercar personally, but BMW did say it was considered a supercar, so we're going to consider it a supercar. Now, this car does 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, top speed of 152, which is not even close to a supercar. And it is 120 or 150,000 or 160,000. So 160,000, sorry, not 160,000. For that, it's gonna go in horrible. It looks really good, and it's pretty fun to drive. And it's 0 to 60 of 3.8. It actually goes by pretty quick, but it's gonna have to go in horrible, unfortunately. Now, the next car on the list is the McLaren Speedtail. This is going in great. It is 2.25 million, has a top speed of 258, so it's 1 mile per hour slower than a Veyron, but it goes from 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. Which is crazy fast, and actually, once it gets going, you'll beat a Roadster. I did a drag race with the Roadster before in my friend's Speedtail, and we beat it easily. Which, this thing is so fast, too. It's a blast to drive. For 2.2 million, I recommend it. The only thing I don't like are, like, the front wheels. They're like discs. I don't really like that, but yeah. So, next car on the list is the Avenador Svj. This car is $875,000, has a top speed of 230 or like 239, which that's good. And it's all-wheel drive, and its 0 to 60 is 2.6 seconds, so it's fast 0 to 60 for sure. It's got a good top speed, almost as much as a Zonda. But here's the thing, after 218, this thing just struggles to keep going. So for that, I'm going to have to put it in okay. I highly just recommend getting a regular Aventador. You'll be more satisfied with it, or a Carrera GT. Next is the Corvette Z06. Now you're probably considering, but this is a muscle car. Well, here's the thing, it actually turns really good. So I wouldn't consider it a muscle car, and it's rear-wheel drive. 0 to 60 is 3.2 seconds, top speed of 196, which is really good, and it's rear-wheel drive. It also has a starting price of, I believe it is $86,000, so certainly not cheap, but cheaper than most of the other supercars on this list. Now, for that, reason, I'm gonna actually put it in good, because honestly, the performance you're getting is pretty good. Next, we have the Lamborghini Huracan. Now, this car is 200 grand, top speed of 199, which triggers me. Why didn't you just make it 200? 0 to 60 is 2.9 seconds, and yeah, it's all-wheel drive, 200 grand. Now, this car is a little bit I have mixed feelings, because I had this car for a while, and I loved it. The acceleration's great, it shifts so well, blast to drive on a circuit. However, I can't get past the fact that there's so many cars cheaper that would beat it. Also, maybe when they add the Evo or something like that, or the Performante, it'll be a lot better, but for now, it's actually gonna go in just because you could get a 675 LT, C8, or a GTR. They're cheaper and they're faster. So, yeah. But anyways, next we have the 2017 Viper Acr. This is $175,000. Has a top speed of 196 or 198, I believe. 0 to 60 is 3.6 seconds, which is pretty good. Rear wheel drive. So I'm also gonna have to put this in the category. I'm sorry, I love the Viper, but there's just so many other cars for the price that are better. Now, next we have the Ferrari 430 Scuderia and regular 430. Now, the Scuderia is $235,000. The regular is $190,000, I believe. They both do 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. Both have a top speed of 197 or 198. Took another drink of water. Miles per hour. However, for the price, not the greatest thing in the universe. So the regular is just gonna go in okay, and then the other one is gonna go in eh. Next, we have the Jaguar F-Type R. This one is 90 grand. Top speed is 197, I believe. 0 to 60 in 3.7 or 3.8. And it's rear wheel drive. This thing sounds great, but it's gonna have to go in eh, just because it's, yeah. Next, we have the Lamborghini Gallardo here. Now, this car does 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, but it is old. Has a top speed of 189 miles an hour, which for 99,000, I don't know. But it sounds really good. However, despite how much I absolutely love the Gallardo, there's so many other cars for a better price. People get it because, oh, it's a Lambo. Here's the thing, though. I actually raced it against the i8, and the i8 beat it. So, for that, it's unfortunately gonna have to go in eh. Now, the Super Regera is just going in horrible. It's the same. It's $120-something thousand. Same, 0 to 60 is literally cut down by 0.1 of a second, and top speed is only a 3 mile per hour gain, but that does not justify it being $31,000 more, like 30 grand more. So next we have the Mclaren Gt, which honestly, it looks really good. 0 to 60 on the Mclaren Gt is 2.7 seconds, which is really good. It is rear wheel drive, top speed of 202 miles per hour. And it gets up to that speed incredibly fast. Now, you drag race the 765 LT and the Mclaren GT. The McLaren will actually beat it, like, after, like, 60. The McLaren GT will pull ahead till about 180-ish or 170, and then the other one's just gonna come flying past. However, it is also 412 grand, I believe. So, yeah, it's like 400 grand or something. Now, I'm gonna have to actually put it in good, because it's not insane, but it's pretty good. Next, we have the Audi R8 V10 and V10 Plus. The regular V10 is just 160 grand, all-wheel drive, top speed of 202 miles per hour, and a 0 to 60 of 2.9 seconds, which is really good. Now, I'm gonna have to put the actual base one in great, but the regular in good. Next, we have the Lexus Lfa. It's $550,000, 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, and a top speed of 204 miles per hour. It sounds super, super nice, but it's not really worth the money, so I'm gonna have to put it in okay. Next is a Corvette ZR1. Yeah, this is instantly going up to, great. Now, here's my reasoning why. 0 to 60 is 3 seconds, top speed is 213 miles per hour, and it's only 120 grand. And it's rear wheel drive, so yeah. Next, we have the Koenigsegg Regera Regular and Carbon Edition. I'm gonna have to put the regular in great and the Carbon Edition in good. The regular is $1.8 million, has a 0 to 60 of 2.5 seconds, and a top speed of 258 miles per hour. The Carbon Edition is the exact same, but instead of it starting out as 1.8 million, the Carbon Edition is 2 million, which honestly, if you're just gonna do that, just buy a Roadster. So yeah, next we have the Porsche 911 Carrera 4S. This thing is going into... no. Oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna have to redo that whole video. This thing's already getting long, ain't it? Well, yeah, this thing's already, yeah, almost 20 minutes, but sorry it's long, but I'm trying my best. Honestly, I'll probably just have it in 2 parts, maybe. Probably not, but yeah. Anyways, for this 911, I'm gonna actually put it in excellent, because it is 110,000, I believe, and it goes 207 miles per hour, 0 to 60 of 2.9 seconds. It's all-wheel drive, and yeah, next we have the Dodge Viper Hennessy. This one's not the greatest vehicle in the world, but it's pretty good. 0 to 60 is 3.6 or 3.5. It's cool looking, and it sounds good, but I don't think the price is justifiable, and its top speed is like 213, so it's gonna go in eh. Now, there was supposed to be the regular Viper on this list. I don't know where exactly that thing went, but if it would go in okay, just saying. Next, we have the Ferrari 458. This is actually going to go in excellent. Rather than its launch, it does 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds, but its top speed is 227 miles an hour. So it's got an insane top speed. Not even the Aventador SV can hit that, but yeah. Then we have the Avenador Svj, which is going to go in okay. It's like 640 grand, which is questionable. 0 to 60 is 2.7 seconds, which is 0.1 slower than an SVJ. And it has a top speed of 223 miles per hour. Then, finally, is the $5 million extraterrestrial Tesla Roadster. This is, honestly, this is just going to go in eh. Because here's the thing. Yes, it does 0 to 60 in 1.1 seconds. Yes, its top speed is 335 miles an hour. And yes, you can flex with it. But it's $5 million. And that's a lot of money. Because every 2 hours, you get $120,000. So if you do the math, you're going to be doing over a whole day of just grinding to get this car, which I'm not doing. Now, when AFK grinding was a thing, this thing would go in good, but since you're not allowed to do it anymore, you could get a stat reset. It's just not worth it anymore. But anyways, guys, that's going to be my tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.